Well, let's see. So, start things off. There's my live chat. Remember regard. Okay. This was sold to me as 15 and 20, and wasn't really sure. It doesn't look like 15 and 20, and I'll show you a couple of examples here. But stuck it in the acid for a second, and it discolored it. 15 and 20 generally doesn't do that. 1 second. So you have this, like I said, which is sold to me as 15 and 20. But 15 and 20, and these are two different examples. This is a bar form that you buy from a steel supplier. And I mean, I haven't touched this. All I've done is cut it. And you see how shiny it is. If you stuck this in acid, it wouldn't discolor at all. This right here is a saw blade that's been cut up to be used for 15 and 20. Or yeah, can't think of the word right now. Anyway, so this can be used as 15 and 20. It does show up good, but you see the differences. I mean, these are pretty close. The bar form is definitely brighter. So, I mean, you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. This is probably 1080 or something like that. So I'm just going to set this off to the side. If I need it, I need it. This is 1080 bar form, hasn't been cleaned or anything. And what I'm trying to do now is I got to cut the pieces out from my billet. And I'll let you guys come through it with me. Let's see. Drop my hands. Okay. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's Newt building stuff. And grinder, I can't really cut straight, so always clean it up on the grinder. Kind of easy to do the thing. Pretty much guaranteed. my head. That's my footstool. Cheap. Anybody say anything yet? Nope. Yeah, if anybody has any questions or anything, let me know. So basically, all I'm doing here is prepping for a billet. Yeah. Boy, I wish I could cut a straight line. This is horrible. But anyway, let's see. So let's do 15 and 20 next. Like I said, you can see the difference in the brightness. Like I was saying earlier, this was labeled as 15 and 20, but I think somebody messed up. You know, not a big deal. Is what it is. But you know, this you can tell is real 15 and 20. So I'm gonna cut this stuff next. Bar stock is from the factory needles, so you can cut it on stuff like this. With bandsaw blades that showed you earlier, you have to grind, so I ain't gonna cut them as you come. I can't stop it. I'd have to start a whole new one.
You pause, you try to slide the plate.
What?
You pause, not the video, try to slide the plate. It's still warm, that's why I'm trying to hand you the gloves.
Yeah, I don't understand your sign language. I don't understand any, but... Yeah, ain't moving. Oh, here, just bring it around. So, the plan is to make the forges mobile. And So this is a 1/4 inch steel plate. Both these forges have, well, the bottom forge has been up there for quite some time. The top one, that's just going to be for small stuff. And I am very lucky to have a friend who works for Atlas Knife and Tools, so we get rejects. And rejects are cool because, you know, they're cheap. But so anyway, and the probably gonna find a way to stick that on the cart as well. Got some ballast in the bottom of it so it doesn't turn out from underneath itself, because that's a Harbor Freight cart and it weighs about 3 pounds. But yeah, nice, cool. Anybody want to see a really dirty little? No, you don't. I won't do that to you.
Leprechaun?
Yeah. Because you look like you wore as much as you cut. Grinding will do that to you, though.
7 1/4 inch disc.
Yeah. We're using the big boy grinder on that too?
Yeah.
See if I can get in here on the cutting a little bit. Hey Sam, what's going on, dude? Yeah, it looks a little bit better, but so yeah, Sam, this will kind of be good for you in case you don't feel like strolling back. So I bought what stuff that was marked as 15 and 20, and so the 15-20 bar stock I have looks like this. I mean, it's really shiny, and I mean, just looks shiny. This stuff was kind of dull. You can see it's marked 15 and 20. I don't want to highlight the distributor because, you know, stuff happens. But anyway, I stuck this in acid for, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. And yeah, it's not 15 and 20. So probably going to use this for contrast in the billet. So if I haven't said, that's what I'm doing here. I'm prepping for Damascus billet. Design part comes in later, trying to figure out where to put stuff. So this stuff here is called 80 CRV2, and she's pretty girthy or thick, but so this is going in the billet as well. I'm just trying to keep stuff separated, because the last thing you want to do is go, what steel was that? And yeah. Anyway, I'll do more cutting. And Sam, you know, this is the answer to the foot peg. Yeah, foot pedal. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
bench looks bare.
Huh?
The bench looks bare.
Yeah, it does. Hi, how y'all doing? All right, so darn it, try and get this somewhere where people can see. All right, so this is a 15 and 20. Now you got to clean it. It's 1080. And oops, wrong way. This is the 80 CRV, which I'm probably going to use to it's 3/16 thick, so you know it's going to create wider bands in the Damascus. Hey Daniel, how's it going? Joseph Huget, I'm guessing. Hopefully I got that right. Let me know if I did. But anyway, so this will create wider bands in the Damascus. I'm looking to go for a pretty high layer count. I've got this unknown high carbon for backup if, you know, in case I want to do something else. The other thing I've got, as I said it before, this is actually a cut up bandsaw. So you can use this for 15 and 20 as well. Probably doesn't etch as bright as the other stuff, but you know, depending on how many layers I'm looking at, I got to keep it a maximum of 3 inches tall, because my squisher is yeah, 3 inches tall. So the squisher, I'll take you a little tour here. So basically the procedure for doing this, forge welding doesn't happen all at once. So the metal has to be flat. So you bring it to your forge welding temperature, and we modified this little hydraulic ram here to air over hydraulic actually, so we can squish plates. So basically I'll get it up to forge welding temperature, put it in that like 2-3 times before I really even start working it, just to make sure that everything's forge welded. Then the bigger boy, dang it, which now has forges in front of it, but we'll get you in here. So this one right here is 15 ton. Oh, hold on. How many ton?
17.
Yeah, 17. Yeah. So this one right here really does the work. And if you want to smooth it out a little bit, this guy right here was made in the early 1900s in Dubuque, Iowa, which happens to be the state I live in. But right now, having some problems with belt issues, but still works, still thumps, and the neighbors love it when I fire it up. Actually, they're all really cool. I don't use it late into the night. I don't get out here at 3 o'clock in the morning or anything like that. So, you know, respect others and they'll respect you. So next we're coming over to the grinder, and I pretty much got to do what you mess with my speed. So anyway, got the contact wheel on there, and next I got to clean all this stuff. And that's basically what I have to do. Stand in front of it, put something on a magnet and go up and down a lot. Hi, John. Hopefully it's John, not Gene. The nice thing about this stuff is you just kind of gotta just touch it with the grinder. I got a 1/120 on now, so it's not really gonna remove much material, but it'll clean stuff up. I'm gonna take a drink because it's a little bit sweaty out here right now. Are you almost done? Yeah. He's got a grinder. I don't know why he's using mine right now. It's about 20?
We had it about 18 and a half. So.
Alright, whatever. I'm gonna go back to the belt I had on. I got it.
I need that belt anyway. I'm going to go get my
Oh, okay. All right. Alright, positioning a little bit more here. So really all I'm doing right now is knocking the crud off the steel. To have a good forge weld, or to have any kind of forge weld, you really want clean steel. All of it's pretty labor intensive. I mean, it's not hard labor, but you know, it's time and patience, and those are saw blades. That's 15 and 20. So I'm going to start with the 1080 first. It's good to have a good magnet because depending on the strength of your grinder, it'll pull this right off a really weak magnet, and then you got to fish it out of whatever it fell underneath. So I'm just trying to get all of that shiny. And then in the process, hopefully I'm flattening out a little bit. Ooh, that's getting warm. Closer. You can see you got a little spot right there. Still. So on contact wheels, you want to keep things moving if you're trying to do a flat, because they'll actually dig in just wherever your contact point is on the wheel itself. So try to feather it in a little bit at the same time. Nothing fancy. And this will probably be hot right now. Switch it over. I'll go over and look at the stain, see if anybody's saying anything. And this would be the spot if you're doing a video where you speed it up, because, you know, people fall asleep. Come on. Well, maybe did. Not really. You said you don't want to take a ton of material off. I'm not going super fast. That one little low spot right there. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So, that's cleaned up. You want everything to look like that, nice and clean. Then you hit it with acetone, which is the next step. Then you put it together, and yeah, only 387 more pieces to go. This should be fun. All right. Yeah, she's a little worn. Trying to get something with a little bit more teeth on it. I'm gonna focus and ask for you. Huh? I understood none of that.
I'm gonna go focus in the answer.
Oh, okay. I got earmuffs on. I can't hear a thing. Except my own voice, and you know that's even annoying me at this point. All right, this one is not pressure at all. That's an 80. That's an 80. Hey, that's a 120 too. All right. Word of the day for belts, for belt grinders is cheap. Go get as cheap as you can. Now a lot of people are sponsored by belt manufacturers, and hey, that'd be really cool, but I'm not. Nor probably will I ever be. But this one's got a little bit more teeth on it, so it won't take 20 minutes a piece of the billet to clean it off. Okay. Much better. Do this in 3 or 4 passes rather than 20. I'm all for that. This is a pretty strong magnet. You can get this off Amazon. As you can see, this thing's been through the ringer. But I'll tell you what, man, this thing, she gripped. I mean, just listen to this. Well, watch that. Don't get your fingers in between there. Ask me how I know. Working on it. Closer. Yeah, buddy. That's 2. 798. Probably only 30, but you know, stand in front of a grinder all day takes a measure of patience. But the thing about doing anything like this, I mean, things have to be clean. They have to be as flat as you can get them. Because there's nothing worse than doing all this work and having your force well fail. Ask me how I know. Just put my gloves on. It's tough to do this. Yeah, I'm glad they changed belts. This is going a lot faster. Being cheap with belts, like a lot of other people said, I mean, sometimes when you're cheap with belts, you just cost yourself a lot more time. And for anybody that's doing this for a living, which I'm not, time is money. And you know, whatever you factor your time as being worth is generally more than the cost of the belt itself. That's just been my impression on it. But sometimes, you know, I'll put a warm belt on and try and do something, and after about 10 minutes of hardly getting anything done, it's like, what were you thinking? Oh yeah, you're trying to be cheap. I'm trying to wear gloves, but it's hot in the shop today, and I don't want to sweat any more than I already am. The water bucket's right there. After this, I'll hop around and look at the screen and get anybody saying anything. It's the center. I haven't got the grinder humming on it. Well, every VFD is a little different, but this is kind of a medium speed for mine. If I go any higher and start shaking, that can shake a little bit now. But so what's happening now is everything I'm doing and putting up here is rusting almost instantly, which sucks. But it's just a quick little blip on the grinder. After that, wipe it off, clean it off with acetone, and start making the billet. Let's see what's going on here. Vladislav, what's up? All right, more stuff. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 more left. Yay, fun. I already got one on here. Make that 11 left. Let me try a little bit more speed, see what happens. Can't hurt. Do up to about 30. Close enough. like I said, the 1080 is rusting almost instantly. I don't think the 80 TRB will. Because it's got more chromium and stuff in it. This one looks like, I already cleaned that one up. Oh, that's why. Wrong file. Alright, all my files are over here. Let's see, I got one side of that. I don't know why I keep trying to pull this off straight. It don't work too well. You gotta slide it and get some levers on it. Ow! Forget it. Can't say levers. Alright, so if anybody has any questions about making a build, let me know. I'll try and answer the best I can. I am not a professional. I've done, goodness, probably, I don't know, somewhere around the region of 10 billets. I've actually done more canister than anything else. But if I don't know the answer, I'll try and put you to somebody who does. There are a lot of people out there that have videos on this, and they're better edited, better narrated. You know, guys just got feel. They got. Sometimes I gotta use some strong hand to get it off. Yeah. Maybe it's, I don't know. Figure it out. I mean, building a billet's a little bit more exciting than watching some dude struggle with the magnet and sand stuff. But here, let me put this on here. Step around, see if anybody has anything to ask. Typically this magnet dirty because you probably use it to work with. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Dimitri, what's going on? You can see what I'm doing. Let's get some liquid refreshment in here. Good point. All right. Normally what I do is make a couple of passes, just see where it's grinding. You can put a little bit more pressure in the area that's not wanting to, the wheel's not contacting. And get the gunk off of it. Right center. Alright. That's good. Make yourself a little
tail off the end of it, it's easier to turn and pull off. Now I know. I'll probably forget it the next time I do another billet. Little bit right here. This looks looking pretty good. I'll do it before and after in the next one, because I don't think I've done that. Okay, so this is before. And like I said, we'll do an after. Yeah, with you guys keeping me company here, it's actually less boring than I thought it would be. So this is after. And that's just a water droplet. So this cleaned off with acetone is probably, yeah, is about what you want whenever you're building your billet. So, you know, you don't have anything there in there that can inhibit the forge weld. Man, I'm using big words today. I don't know if I can handle that. It's also good to get one of these. This is basically, I picked this up from Harbor Freight. Probably about, I don't know, $10 or $11. But it's gum and it cleans your belt. Because the belt grit, or the grits in the belt, they can get plugged up. Now, this is 3/16, so anyway, you can see. Let me see if I'm actually getting this in frame. Yeah, it looks pretty. Looks pretty gnarly. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. So the sides don't matter as much. Sides where you do all your welding, you lose some material from the sides actually. So, oh wow, it's for that wrapper, right? That's yeah, wrapper. We'll see if this rusts up as much. The 80C or GQ has more chromium in it, more other stuff. That almost looks like 15 and 20, but this stuff, when you etch it, it's supposed to etch darker, I think. So to give me some really bold black lines in the pattern. And then I just have to sit down and figure it out and figure out where I want stuff. And I think I said before, I'm going to go for a pretty high layer count. I'm not exactly sure yet. And I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm building with it because, well, you know, I want y'all to come back and check it out. And see if you can find, you know, see what I've done. See if it's any good. Being as it's something I've never done before, this could be a complete disaster. Make it even. Dang it, I only got up too far. The next thing I'm going to do is mark my steel so I know what's what. And some of it's pretty evident. My 1080 is thinner. The 15 and 20 is really bright. But better to be safe than sorry, especially when you're putting something together and you can't really see the faces of the steel. It's good to have the outside of the steel marked so you know what you're trying to throw in there. Because I believe my 1080 and my 15 and 20 are about the same thickness. This is obviously much thicker. Oh, warp. It's a little warm on it, isn't it? Woo! That will work me out. Alright. Clean the belt again. See yellow looksy every once in a while. And after a while, your skin looks like you've been in a bathtub for about, 6 hours. I could wear gloves, but I sweat more in those than I do. I sweat bad in them, so my hands actually get wetter, like perfect. Trying to talk and grind at the same time is not an easy task. So I don't get the plum fingers, like basically what I'm trying to say. Heck, I have a hard time walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time. Alright. More grinding. There's something about training myself, and I don't think I'll do it now. Please, if anybody has any questions, throw them out there. Doesn't even have to be related to what I'm doing. Let's start the conversation here. If anybody asks me how much wood could a wood chip stack, yeah, I can't even do that. Anyway, how much whiskey? Woodchuck chucker. Woodchuck chucker is going now. Dating myself here. Yeah. All right, let's see. See what we got going on. Oh, about the same as normal. All right, so here we go. And so just go totally AMSR and just shut up. I may do one of those videos one day. Just to see how it is. I mean, you still gotta put a message across, and you know, somebody just standing there, you know, flapping their arms at the camera. I really don't know what their intention is. This that video will get a million hits. Some dude just standing there flapping his arms at the camera. Guess what I'm upset about? Or he could be flapping for joy. You never know. Alright, one more of these. I want to do the label because I just want to see paper fall off of it and go into my tank underneath. Oh boy, that was like confetti. Yeah, buddy. Small thing, small mind. I'm going to do the 15 and 20 just for grins. I mean, it's really shiny. Probably doesn't have much on it, but you want to make sure everything's clean. I'm going to put a glove on because this stuff is thin and it'll probably be razor sharp, and I'm going to need to work on Monday. See the difference in the sparks coming off yet? That means something. I'm not sure what it is, and it's all high carbon. Definitely has more nickel content in it. I mean, you can actually see the difference in the steel when I'm grinding it. Go off a little bit to show you. Okay, so this is the unground side. I mean, it's really shiny, but that's what you want. Good. do I put this stuff now? Let's go right here. I'm gonna finish this up and get some dinner. What about you guys there? What are you all eating for dinner? What a better way to show you a difference is, so I'm trying to take out this little spot on the bottom there with the red marker on it, and you know, just, like I said, just making sure it's clean, flat as you can get it. Last thing you want is to, if I were to leave that in, let's just say, you know, it was core scale or something like that, it'd cause a delamination, which it wouldn't forge weld. You get this billet, you're all excited because it looks good on the outside, and you start stretching it, grinding it, and cutting it. All of a sudden, you get this bubble in the center of your billet, and you got to cut it out, or risk ruining the entire, you know, piece that you're working on. The worst time to find something like that is when you've already forged out what you're trying to work, you know, what you want to make, and that pops up in the blade, or, you know, like I said, whatever. Pretty sure people. One thing I'll have to check. I don't know if a lot of people use Damascus or pattern welding for anything other than blades. That's a good question. Somebody Google that for me. I'd like to know. Yeah, it just seems odd. I know it's just right here on some of these. This is probably all the same bar, so I'll have 3 of them that will do that, and then I'll be on the other bar, and it shouldn't be that bad. This one I'll just kind of make it look nice. There's still a little bit of marker on there, but the acetone will take that right off. And it'll be clean-ish and flat-ish. So all you're trying to do with all this work is just trying to provide a good base. When you do your first switch, or your first press, or whatever you want to say, you're fairly certain that the material you're working with, or the material you're trying to press onto each other, is flat. And by getting a forge welding temperature and doing that first switch, you put all this material together. And your subsequent heat will actually weld the steel together, providing heat and pressure. I've never tried to do anything this big with a hammer. I've done smaller ones, and you've got to be really delicate. I mean, hammer work is not all of rearing back and hitting it as hard as you can. Sometimes, you feel like you want to. Dan can attest to that. He's still there. You guys should check out his channel as well. Sam at, he seems to be fine. He's making some pretty cool things. He's done a couple of holograms the last couple of weeks that just came out beautiful. He hand textured the blades, and yeah, they come out really nice looking spinners, and they cut. At least the one he showed. I mean, that thing cut. This is the last of that one that's got all that, has that going on in it. Hopefully the next 3, instead of the last thing, Kevin, will be a little better. Never know, they could have another inconsistency in them that plays with my little brain. Let's throw it in the water there. Reach in and grab it once it's cooled off so I don't burn my landies. No, it's not. I take that back. That's the same thing going on. Whatever. Plus it's got a little right there. That's, I don't want to grind out. Come on, don't be quick. As you can tell by these gloves, I don't I don't put my fingers in the grinder that much. Something you try not to do barehanded because they'll take chunks out of you. Come on. Good enough for her floor. Break here for a second. Here. Get some water. Yeah, it's only 89 in the shop. The humidity's up a little bit, so I'm drenched. I lost all. Oh no! Damn. Minute. Try words. That's from 1 to 4 in the instant. That's pretty cool. Well, welcome new people. Got anything to say? Anything to ask about? I'm prepping a Damascus billet right now. And actually right now I'm drinking water. But, so yeah, I'm just standing stuff. Run the last bit of it. This is the contrast steel, which is ADC 15 and 20. And so you put this in with the darker steels. This resists the acid and gives you your bright lines in your Damascus. I'm just trying to get that red marker off of there, which is also kind of acting like a guide code, which is pretty cool. Woo! That was fun. Oh crap, I've still got one more. Whoops. Alright. Start over. I've been thinking about dinner. more. Touch my finger on it. Woo! That's good, that's good, that's good. Look over here. Clean that up a little bit. I'm going to put it right back where it was before I put it in. Now I can turn things off. Take my hearing protection off so my own voice isn't echoing in my ears, which can get a little bit annoying. Alright, let's look at our different pieces of steel here. So you've seen enough of the 15 and 20 to know what it looks like. We're going to look at the 1080 because that has flash rusted horribly. There it is. Yeah. Luckily, I mean that's just a touch on the grinder. I did sand this, didn't I? Doesn't look like it. Anyway, it's just a touch on the grinder. Actually, we're gonna try this one just to see, but so I didn't do this one. All right. Interesting. Pardon me while I look at stuff because I'm a little. Yeah, whatever. Let's do this one. Oh, hey, 8 people in here. That's awesome. Much better than 0. It's a lot louder without your hearing protection on. But this mark is 15 and 20. But somehow it has a number 7 stamped in it. Pardon the shaking. That's too much coffee, not enough medication. Grab. Alright, so this is the 1080 series. See how it's already flash rusted. Let's touch it with the grinder and see how fast it cleans up. But you know, once you get all the big stuff off, stuff like this is just kind of a minor annoyance. Hopefully. No, I'm wrong. Totally wrong. Oh well. Alright, well. More grinding to do before I prep the steel for the billet. But here, we'll spin you around here.
I'll just grab stuff and hold it, bring it up. So all this is 1080, I think. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, that's 1080. Okay. I know what this is now. So these are the saw blades I was talking about, which can also be used for 15 and 20. If you look at this right here, that's a stack of them. So these were, yeah, I accidentally did one of these. I may need those anyway, so I'm going to leave those out. I'll throw my handle scales here in a minute, because. So this is the 80 CRV tool. You've already seen the 15 and 20. For anybody that hasn't watched the channel much, so just for kind of a lark, or just to see what it looked like, I did this out of a farrier's rasp. And she got a little bit of work to do on the blade, but it's pretty close. A little bit of hand sanding, make it nice and pretty. So I kind of, this is how handle scales look when you got multiple pieces and you're trying to stick everything together. It looks pretty ugly. This one here, unfortunately, when I glued it up, this thing, hold on, come on. This thing actually went up. It was probably about, I don't know, a little bit less than a 1/4 inch gap. So I had to cut it all apart. I got to clean this, get all of the epoxy off all this, stick it back together and hope it stays. Then I can start working on that. So yeah, a lot of shops, you'll get people that have multiple projects, unless, you know, some people are really goal oriented and, you know, follow everything from the start to finish. But sometimes, you know, you just get bored and I want to try something else. I've been thinking about this billet for a while and what I want to do with it. So yeah, no better time to come out here in 90-degree temperature and probably, I don't even bother with the heat index. It's a bit warm, a bit mucky, but does anybody have any questions? All two of you, do you have any questions? I want to thank everybody so much for stopping by, checking things out. It's been fun. Sam, thanks for sticking around, and I really hope everybody liked it. If anybody has any suggestions, throw them in the comments. I'm definitely want to hear about things. For those of you that have for the two of you that just popped on, I'm sorry, this live stream's about to end. And what I was doing, just to give you something, so I'm doing a Damascus billet. This is 1080 series steel. This right here is called 80 CRV2, which etches darker than your 1080. And for contrast, I'm using what they call 15 and 20, which has a lot of nickel in it. You can see some of that just didn't want to come off. But so then you stack this up, you can create different variances of thickness in your billet, do all kinds of neat things. A lot of that's kind of above my knowledge at this point. I may start experimenting. I may do some with this. I don't know yet. But that's about it. You guys are awesome. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a good night.